On this episode of the Best of Bias Podcast, you got your boy Lydell Dinero. We back, baby, and we back. It's a little bit later because, we had some stuff happen this week. Iceman dropped and we traveling, man. We be out there at the Valkyries games now in San Francisco and Chase Center, you know what I'm saying? I finally found a team that I can cheer for that's local. I'll explain all that stuff in this new episode of the Best of Bias Podcast. Please join me. Whatever day you listen to this podcast, we're extra special. A lot of stuff to talk about. We haven't talked about the Nuggets since they've been eliminated. We haven't talked about the NBA playoffs, so where it is right now. Eastern Conference Finals are almost set. We had the roast of Kevin Hart that happened. Of course, those albums dropped. Punisher, One Last Kill. And of course, the new episode of The Boys has dropped, the penultimate episode, my thoughts and stuff, coming to you live from the stew. You already know what it is. Y'all like my Charizard? Y'all already see this last episode. But anyways, and I got my tight shirt on today. You know what I'm saying? The breast is present right now. The breastplate is present right now. But anyways, without further ado, it's the new episode of the Best of Bias Podcast starring yours truly, Lydell Dinero. Duh. Just me. I apologize. But where that theme song at? 285 in full motion. Let's get it. Yeah.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
What's up, everybody, and thank you for being here. It's the Best of Bias Podcast starring yours truly, Lydell Dinero, the man with the plan to make y'all understand all the damn time, if you know what I'm talking about. Welcome to another episode where we like to talk about everything, a little bit of everything, and bring our bias to the table. If it's being talked about right now in the pop culture sphere, we're probably going to talk about it right here. With Lydell Dinero, the Tampa Bay Buccaneer. You feel me? But I'm glad you guys are here today. I will not lie. This is a little bit different of a circumstance. I'm recording a lot later in the week. I gave time for Iceman to drop. I know it was going to drop on Friday or Thursday night, wherever you're living in the region, whenever it dropped for you. I usually record Wednesday. That'd have been 2 days or maybe a day and a half before the album dropped in. I didn't want to have to pop back in and give you guys another video, even though it would be a little bit better to hyper focus on the Drake album instead of giving you guys all the topics in one. I've gotten some word that it's more digestible for you guys that way. And if it is, I apologize, man. I'm living, I'm learning, you know what I'm saying? But I promise you guys, we'll break it up soon. I'm not as much of a one-man band, and I want to overwork, aka he's doing amazing things, getting these videos to you as best as he can. You know what I'm saying? But, got some stuff in the works. Some people that's trying to join the team, some interns in training. So hopefully we can get this thing a little bit more speeded up for y'all so we can get it a little, have the audio and the video come out a little bit faster. But man, your favorite streamers don't even have their video come out at the same time it's being recorded on the same day, dropping it at the same time as the video. So bear with me, we'll get there soon. But yeah, a lot of stuff to talk about today. Starting with what I got on my head right now. You feel me? Wait, actually, let's not start with that, because that's about me and that's selfish. It's about y'all right now. How y'all feeling today? How has the week been for y'all? Hopefully your manager didn't stress you out too much this week. Hopefully whoever you work for, yo customer base, whether you work for yourself or you work for somebody else, whether it's not for profit, maybe some kids, hopefully they didn't stress you out too much. You made it to here now. Listen to the Best of Bias Podcast, the best place you can be when relaxing, when working out, when trying to figure out something to do with the weekend, when chilling with your bae. Either way, put on the Best of Bias Podcast and we can provide something for you. But hopefully, before you listen, before we get into any shenanigans, I hope you're doing all right, man. I know there's a lot of shit going on in the world, in the United States, let alone probably when you pick up your phone and seeing all kinds of stuff that stress you out, that's making you anxious, you know what I mean? That's making you worry some of our future. This virus thing going around. Actually, I didn't put that on the docket today, but might as well talk about it now. I know you guys heard about it. Is it going to be another COVID-19? Are we destined for another quarantine, lock the whole country down type of thing? I hope not, because I got a lot of stuff planned on the docket for the rest of the year, and I don't plan to be inside chilling. I'm trying to be outside, holla at me, LA Comic Con. I might have to pull up on y'all, but that's neither here nor there. This virus thing is serious. I don't want to downplay it at all. I don't know why they would let the people that were positive with the virus off the ship in the first place. I think the smartest thing to do would probably be just kind of, quarantine for a while. They said the incubation period for it's like 8 weeks or 8 days. I don't know. I'm not very, very, very informed yet. I am one of the people that's like, man, is this another thing that they's trying to throw over our heads, just doom and gloom us to death with a bunch of shit to be worried about? I am monitoring it, and I will be monitoring it for you guys, but I don't know. I just feel like with the scar that Corona left, I mean, for us creators, I mean, I was creating during Corona, but I wasn't like seeing the output that people did during, the benefits of everybody being tucked in and the creation, the possibilities that everybody had back then. I wasn't looking at it like that. I was kind of more so still trying to figure out what the hell was going to happen with my job and my livelihood. But the people that did become entrepreneurs from that lockdown, not saying I want that to happen to better my entrepreneurship here. It helped with my videos and streaming. But hey, I think if anybody, I think us, the Best of Bias Media, Best of Bias Podcast Lydell Dinero, y'all watch it. I think we're in the best situation for that. You know what I'm saying? I'll keep y'all informed. We're going to keep shit rolling no matter what. And though I don't really go on the political side of things, I think like public health is more than just political. I think it's good to hear from everybody else. But anyways, the people on the ship, rat excrements, how is that being spread around the cruise ship? I've been on a lot of cruises, to say the least. And if there's even a possibility rats can be running across the buffet lines or on on anything that could be going on around our food to pass some kind of, like, I don't know. I just feel like cruise ships now are an easy vessel to spread around this a new virus in political times. Again, I don't want to get super political at the beginning and divert myself from this pod, but that norovirus, they tried to throw that at us on cruises. Now everybody on cruise got norovirus, and that's being spread around. That didn't hit. So it seems like, okay, now they coming from Africa. Let's say somebody got this rat Hansa virus and passed this around. This one's a mortality rate of 40% type shit. Like, I don't know, man. With that, along with trying to change voting districts for minorities, and now they really try to keep people in the house by spreading some virus knowledge that I feel like could have been easily avoidable from people. How if this originated in around Spain and Africa, and this cruise was all the way out there, how you gonna let these motherfuckers port in California, go to Santa Clara County in the Sacramento area? Like, why would they do that? I know, I wouldn't say the government, but I know our president and Newsom got a little bit of beef going on. So I can't see it's kind of fishy that all of a sudden this new deadly virus hits California as one of the first places for it to happen. Like, what the anyways, but I know that's worrisome out there. If it does drive everybody in the house, I'll be here to report on that. So I'll be the guy. I won't be the number one guy. You just choose your sources as you will, because I'm not the most political guy. But I'll be here to correspond with what's going on and keep you guys updated and still be that source of news no matter what happens. God willing. You know what I mean? But again, hopefully everybody's doing well. Life is lifing right now for everybody, but the summer and spring is coming. Spring is here, summer's coming, so hopefully everybody does have something to look forward to. Hopefully everybody's working towards feeling good, getting in the gym, or just shedding all that fall and winter stress and just become new in the summertime. I know it gets hella hot places, but hopefully we can just take off some of this negativity and just get into the summer and everybody just I don't even know what's normal anymore, to be honest, because yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's never gonna go back to how it really was before COVID. So we're still trying to find some kind of sense of normalcy. Man, so I'm just hoping this summer can be a little bit of a flash forward to something that could be a revamping of society and us coming together to kind of try to make this thing better. Because, right now it's really morbid, really depressing outside, on the internet. Everything I see online is somebody being shot, somebody being beat up. I don't know why they're forcing us or why this is hitting my algorithm. I don't know. I feel like they would want to push positivity and things that are so negative like that. They kind of steer away from people, but I don't know, with people like Chud the Builder and all that drama going on, being pushed towards, like, why do we need to see that shit? Like, wouldn't it behoove people who control these things? You know, you can control what comes through the sources and stuff like that. You know, you can filter out if you really wanted to. Why promote? I'm not saying take his platform away. Freedom of speech is one thing, but for the algorithm to push and push and push and push these people that are getting a little bit of pub on their app, even though it could be the most negative thing in the world, I think they kind of have to be held responsible in a way as well. But hey, man, who am I? Who am I? I'm not popping online yet. I hope to be by being one of the real ones out there. But it's a man. This is all, you know. This is all a game that, I don't know. It's all about the dollars. It's all about the eyes, no matter if it's good publicity or it's negative. Um, but I try to be a positive light, you know what I mean? Especially, I don't know, just being on these podcasts and being in the public eye, and the stuff you say and things you do could be, you know, especially if you want to be in the public eye, could be out there forever. I know I say a lot of things on these pods, and I kind of try to be mindful of what I say, because even if I'm not nobody now, and you're like, well, who cares what you say? You're nobody. Like, why would they even hear? But it's like, if you do become somebody, they will hear. So I kind of try to give grace in the sense of, yeah, I'm going to talk about topics and I'm going to do things and I'm going to still be real as possible. But at the same token, it's like, bro, some of these people go above and beyond just to have opinions, to get notoriety, and just to be the most outspoken person, be the first to market, if you will, or the opinion tastemaker person, instead of sometimes just taking a seat and looking at what shit could be, what shit should be, and what you want to. I don't know. Let me not go on a rant, but I feel like a lot of podcasts kind of just give you what they think the people want to see, which is a good thing. But at the same time, you kind of lose, I don't want to say you lose your morals, but sometimes you find yourself in situations, and again, I'm still fairly new to this, but the people that I've watched that do find success, it gets sticky when you kind of are, you become that person people go to find, you know, hear your opinion, mold your opinion, and then everybody knows that you're that person that people go to for that. So the things you say is put under a a spyglass, a magnifying glass, that much more. And you really do have to upgrade. So, man, no matter where you go, no matter how famous you get, there's always some shit that's going to be dug up that, you know, what you say about people. Nani, I'm sorry, I know I'm going hard on you. That's the person I think of the most when I talk about these podcasts. Nani, I've gone super hard, and I always think back and it's like, did I go too hard on Nani when giving my opinions on these shows? Because in reality, these are reality TV shows. These two people do want to get paid. These people do have to at least make a name for themselves and be significant to the show. Not necessarily significant, but make a name for themselves on the show in order for them to be a reoccurring castmate, and people don't want to see you over and over again. So shit that you did on the show, and of course you grew up on the show. It's like multiple, like 10 plus years of you being on the show. So you could have changed from time to time. And I feel like I didn't give you that grace. So, and that's part of me growing as a podcaster, because again, not just trying to cover my ass in the past, but you know, for some shit that happened in the past. And I probably won't even meet Nani, but I just feel like, sheesh, that's something that has never really, I don't want to say never really, but it is kind of passed over when it comes to media and podcasts. And it's like, though you may think the person will never meet, you'll never cross paths with this person. But when you go hard on motherfuckers, no matter if you know a person or not, you wouldn't just go hard on a person, even if you didn't know them in like regular conversation, right? I just feel like just treat it like you would treat the situation in real life. You know, a lot of these people we talk about, we don't really know in real life. And we come to these assumptions based on stuff that's fed to us from people that we don't really know anyways. So hopefully I don't take away from my realness, guys, because I be still trying to stay real. I'm gonna give you my real opinion no matter what. I ain't trying to save face for nobody, but it's just like, you know, there's ways to give your opinion without being hella fucking disrespectful and just outlandish and loud for no reason just to get clicks. And, you know, maybe that's my problem. And if it is, I do apologize, but just gotta be real with it. But anyways, hope you guys are doing good. And let me stop ranting. Let's talk about some real stuff, some real spill, man. Let's talk about what's going on the lid, you feel me? Your boy. You know me, I'm in the sports stuff. You know, it's podcast. We talk about sports like almost like 90, I would say 70% of the time, along with, cinema corner, pop culture shit. But I've never, I quote, never, ever, ever in my 35 years, I guess I'm aging myself, 35 years of living, lived locally to a team that I support. Ever, ever, ever. If you guys know me, I'm a Denver Nuggets fan, Oregon Ducks football fan, college football fan, Tampa Bay Buccaneer NFL fan, Atlanta Braves baseball fan. Um, you know what I mean? So I'm all over the place. So to go to these games, I have to catch them when they're coming to play somebody near, coming to LA, coming to San Francisco to play somebody, coming to, well, not Oakland anymore, but Vegas or someplace on the West Coast that these teams are coming so I can catch a game when they're there. You know what I'm saying? But still, there's always like, damn, what does a team store look like? What would it be like to be around a whole bunch of fans, majority of the team that you like? I have never experienced that. And to be able to experience that for the first time, being a Valkyries fan. All right, let me break it down too, because I don't want no confusions. Sabrina, it's like this. So, me personally, I've never really been 100% a Liberty fan. I support the Liberty because Sabrina's on the team and I want her to do good. She got her ring. That's what I wanted to the fullest. Me personally, she's from Walnut Creek. If you guys didn't know, Sabrina Onescu, excuse me. She from the Bay, Walnut Creek, and she plays for New York. She went to Oregon, of course. One of the legends of Oregon, not only in NCAA women's basketball, just sports in general. Just in general at Oregon. If you mention Oregon, not far behind that, you should probably mention Sabrina Onescu. So that's how I'm rocking with that. You already know how big of an Oregon fan I am, and you guys know when she got to the WNBA and got drafted by the Liberty, I'm like, oh yeah, it's good. We following, we good. Last year, Valkyrie came into the league. San Francisco-based team, Bay Area-based team. No lineage, no past. And that's the thing when it happens with me and my teams. I like to jump on teams that are not hella good right away. You know, maybe not good right now. You know, a team that have been bad for a long time. It just so happens that the teams that I like now, well, Oregon, we're still trying to win that football and basketball natty, but we're at the top of the hill right now when it comes to recruiting and getting to the playoffs. Since the college football playoffs have been around, Oregon has been synonymous with it, but haven't really reached that pinnacle. But as you know, Nuggets won their first championship in 2023. Buccaneers won their second in 2021. I think 2020, the Braves won the championship. So a lot of my teams have been winning recently, and I pride myself on sticking with those teams. Though they have not, the Braves have been good, but there's been cycles to where the Braves weren't very good, and I was, and I've been a fan through all those. But it's not like it's the Dodgers, the Giants, Lakers, Patriots, Celtics, teams that have been winning all these championships for years. And if I was a diehard, it would seem like I'm a bandwagon just jumping on because of da-da-da-da-da. Nah. I was in the mud with all my teams. Straight mud dog. Tampa Bay ridiculed forever until we won that championship in 2002. And then after when we won with Tom Brady, the super payoff. Denver Nuggets waiting for so long. That year was so special to me. It was the year I was battling cancer. Oh man, that championship just rang so heavy. It was so amazing, so incredible. And the Braves, man. Just to watch the team go from the Upton brothers to freaking Jason Hayward, all the OGs, we were just down bad, and we just turned into the team. We were blessed to get Ronald Acuna, Ozzie Albies, we had Freddie Freeman, all the boys. You guys know the team that it is now, or used to be constructed a couple of years ago before he went to the Dodgers and all that shit. But it's been a dog fight, and hey, man, it's been a race. It's been a race, and I loved it. So basically, to make a long story short, Valkyries are in the Bay. Of course, since last year was their first year, we didn't know what they're about. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say you necessarily have to prove or win my fandom, but you know what I'm saying? I'm already supporting Sabrina over here. You know, I want to see how y'all perform before I necessarily hitch my wagon and go hard like I be going hard for the teams I go hard for. You know what I mean? So, I mean, they did great the first year. Veronica Burton exploded. Kayla Thornton exploded before she got hurt as incredible players, incredible pieces to a highly defensive team that were able to do their thing in their first season. Made the playoffs with not really high expectations. There were super teams that were in the WNBA that, of course, were expected to do better and did do better. But the second year was so promising that I'm like, and the colors, the lavender purple with the black and white is so dope. It's like this team, not many people know about it yet. The fans, I mean, people that are sports fans on the Bay Area kind of, firstly just dipped into it. So they ain't super, those people that like the team for a while and you come to their team like, welcome to the team. I'm this guy. I know this. I know that. So you're a newbie. You can't do it. I've never dealt with that. I've never dealt with it. And that was always been my pet peeve for liking teams because I don't want nobody to tell me how much more of a fan they are than the team that I like, bro. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. And the Valkyries, there's fans of the team last year, but it's so brand new to the point where it's like, bruh, if you're first year watching WNBA basketball last year, you're not going to tell me anything about the Valkyries or call me anything for liking the Valkyries. So I felt comfortable enough to hop on and support. Hey, by the way, by support, I got season tickets. I'm a season ticket holder. Hit that bell. Season ticket holder in the house. So I'm going to sit here and not only am I have a local team that I can follow with dope ass colors, we in the motherfucking building every home game. We in the building every home game supporting live from the nice seats. You feel me? So if you see me on TV supporting, you see me on that Jumbotron, just know your boys in the building, you know what I'm saying, supporting this first local team ever out there in San Francisco. It's a little drive, and parking is crazy as fuck, but we in the house, man, supporting the squad. Learning a lot of new players. Veronica Burton got Gabby Williams coming from, I don't know where she played last year. I think she might have played overseas last year. No, did she play for? No, she didn't. She played for Seattle last year. She played for the Storm last year. But before that, I think she played overseas the year before. So her being the defensive specialist, she got a little jumper now, mid-range, and she's hitting the three. Jasmine Salon, second-year player, hitting the three. Didn't really do too well last game, but it's all good, girl. Veronica Burton being that point guard, gritty defender she is. Has to work on her left a little bit, you know what I'm saying? She does have handles, but she has she'll cross you up, go to the right. But it's the finishing with the left that's tough for her, so she'll have to try to kick. Not a lot of people do a lot of cutting. We have shooters and defenders, so it's a little tough for us to kind of find offense at times. So if there's a team that's a really good offensive team, if they're scoring a bunch and we're trying to slow them down, if we're not scoring like we need to, listen to me, us. If we're not scoring like we need to score, we're not going to be able to compete with that. You know what I'm saying? And this league is really top heavy. You know what I'm saying? Sabrina is over there with, of course, Stewie. Jonquil Jones can score herself. Johansson, that one leg 3-pointer is crazy. And of course, you got Satu over there now, our other Oregon sister. Shout out Satu. You know what I'm saying? Got two Oregon girls on the same team. That's why I gotta follow, the Liberty out there in the East. The Valkyries are out West, so we rocking. But when Sabrina comes, to Valhalla, she always repping, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of time, I feel, before she's actually on the squad. So I'm holding out hope. But it's going to be tough when I go out there to see Sabrina play. Because how am I not going to wear? I'm going to wear my Sabrina's for sure, but I need to give me an Oregon jersey. So I'm not going to wear that Liberty jersey no more to the games. I can't wear the Liberty jersey to the game ever. So I need a Sabrina Oregon jersey to wear. I wear it with my Valkyrie hats. I don't care. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, I thought I heard something. What's going on? But yeah, it's been a good ride, man. Season ticket, area that I'm sitting in is pretty dope. Got some cool people, so I'm excited to, talk to them a little bit more, meet them a little bit more, and see what it's all about, man. The drive is crazy, especially driving back by myself. I'm like, bruh, this is a long drive, but I'm committed. I'm down. The cup games are in Valkyrie in the stadium too. I can't wait to see the playoffs because we're 2-1 right now. I think we might be second in the entire league right now. And if we keep defending the way we defending, we shut down AT in the Mercury. But when it came to Skylar Diggins and Chicago Sky, Rakia Jackson, they were scoring. Camila Cardozo was getting boards and shutting it down. Kia Stokes, she gets boards, but she can't score with bigs. When we see Jonquel Jones, Camilla, Angel Reese, it's going to be a little wild for them because Kia is going to be needed. Kia is definitely going to be needed. I forgot our other big's name from South Carolina. Her name is hella hard to pronounce anyways, but yeah. And the draft picks that they pick, like, when's that draft pick coming from overseas from last year, bro? Like, the Flage thing will never, it just never make sense. It will never make sense because, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's for money situations, but you traded a second round pick for her. And, wait, no, you traded what? Maria Suarez, and you got a second round pick next year, but you gave up Flage at the 11th pick. And then you cut Suarez because I guess you need cap considerations. We could have probably used her as a big, but you cut her and Flage is just dope. So we could have used her offense for sure. Her and Gabby together. I mean, her and Veronica Burton together. Gabby at 3. You put Kayla at 4, and then put Kia Stokes out there, bro. Second unit, Salon, Adamara Mare, I forgot her name. Caitlin Chin. Who else we got out there? Kia Charles. They can back up everybody, but it's a good time. If I don't record on Wednesdays now, and the pod comes out a little late sometimes. Well, actually, I'm passing up on these Wednesday games. I'm actually doing that for y'all. I record Wednesday, so I'm passing up on the Wednesday games, and I'll be in here recording. But I'm gonna be there a lot. You see a lot of content on the Instagrams. You in the games. If you're in the stadium during a home game, holla at me. I'll probably be there. So yeah, that's been fun. NBA update now. This is going to be pretty quick because there's not really much to say on some of these series. The OKC Thunder swept the Lakers. We kind of thought this was going to happen. Lakers got lucky. I don't say they got lucky because, well, I will say they got lucky because who knows if KD was going to be hurt. A full Houston team was not supposed to lose to a team that barely had Austin Reeves and didn't have Luka at all, and just 41-year-old LeBron with Ayton and Rui Hachimura. But when they beat the Rockets and moved on to the second round, the OKC already swept the Suns, so we kind of expected OKC to also sweep. Well, this is the second round, right? Who they play in the second round? Yeah, to sweep the Lakers. I kind of expected them to sweep the Lakers as well. To be even worse, and it was. Every game wasn't even close. There was a big dispute about the refs, but I don't know. Though it is really egregious for OKC, it's always the Lakers have always got the whistle. Maybe that's what they're mad about, is that they don't get the whistle as much as OKC does when they're the Lakers, and OKC is OKC, and they're treating OKC like the Lakers like they fucking Washington. Like I get it, and you're not giving LeBron James all these calls, but you give Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren. You give Chet Holmgren more calls than you give LeBron. I get that. I get it. It is egregious, and I've been saying it forever. But it's when me, the Nuggets fan, is saying it doesn't matter. We're just haters and we just suck. But when it's the Lakers, they having referee meetings and shit like that. It's just all fair game. But they're not bitches. Not in a bad way, I'm just saying. That's what they be calling us. But how come they not that free? Y'all had a meeting with the fucking refs. We don't say shit. Jokic just be pushing and trying to fight people. Man. But anyways, that series is over. Now they're waiting for the winner of OKC, the Timberwolves and the Spurs. The Spurs and Blazers series wasn't shit. You know what happened with actually, did I not tell you? Have you guys not? I did talk about the Nuggets losing. Yeah, I think I did talk about the Nuggets losing, but yeah, the fallout of that has just been who are we gonna trade, blah blah blah. Did we trade Darren Gordon? No, we trading Jamal Murray. I guarantee you we're gonna run it back, bro. Just because how close Minnesota was playing the Spurs. They were like, look, they took Spurs a couple of games. They have to be good. They have to be defensive. We were just hurt. No P. Watt, no Aaron Gordon. We're going to run it back. That's probably what's going to happen. The coach is going to get another chance. Jamal Murray's going to get another chance. Aaron Gordon's going to get another chance to be healthy. P. Watt, they're probably going to re-sign him. I don't know how they're going to re-sign him and keep Cam Johnson. We'll see if they can pull some magic out of their hats. But if they do re-sign both, that's just going to be every move that we made. Hopefully we can keep Tim Hardaway as well, have a full season of everybody healthy, and see if we can stay on those 1 or 2 seasons. Maybe the seeding in the playoffs will be different, blah, blah, blah. That's, but it's not about us right now. We out of the playoffs. It's about Timberwolves and the Spurs right now. on the West, I'll talk about them first. I'll get to the East in a second because they're kind of still going. I mean, the Detroit Pistons and the Cavaliers, I guess they don't want to beat each other. They're just gonna just play forever. But OKC is presumably gonna play the Spurs. Though Minnesota did get a couple of games out of the Spurs with Anthony Edwards. He's a superstar. All the other players on the team are more so role players. Though DiVincenzo's out, I wouldn't say devastatingly so. That's why they lost. I don't know if they had DiVincenzo, they'll be that much closer. Because they've gotten blown out twice in this series, and they've lost a couple of games to Minnesota, but it hasn't been a blowout. Minnesota lost to the Spurs one of these games by like 50. They're losing right now by 20. I think they lost one of the other games by 20. So inevitably, if it wasn't the Nuggets that played the Spurs and somebody to really compete with Wemby, I think, it was always a collision course for the Spurs and OKC. I just can't stand OKC. All OKC fans listen to this pod. You can call me a hater all you want to, but these fools are corny. You know what I mean? Only person I respect on the team really is Jared McCain because he is unapologetically himself. The fucking J-Dub, Shy, Chet. I don't know. They just try to be something. And let me again. This is what I'm gonna say. I don't want to sound like a hater and call them out personally because that's not about basketball and that's what it should be about. But I mean, sometimes when the court play doesn't match with the off the court antics. I mean, they won last year. They did win. They're winning a lot this year, and they haven't lost in the playoffs. Yes, they can talk their shit. They worried. They were worried when what they're worried because I didn't eat enough, or they're worried how I feel because I didn't eat, or I haven't ate, but all I'm focused on is winning 8 more. Like, bro, uppercut, bro. Just stop. Somebody, I just want if you, I don't want to say we were making excuses for being injured all the time. Like if we weren't injured, if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. But bro, I feel like these motherfuckers just be getting shit handed to them, bro. The Suns, Lakers without Luka. The Spurs are a team that did beat them a lot this season. We'll see what happens there. I mean, I would think the Spurs would be able to win this matchup if it's anything like the regular season. But that whistle's gonna change, bro. When they can't have Shy out there looking stupid, especially if they give him MVP. And I feel like fucking Wemby does not deserve MVP in his second year in the NBA. Call me a hater if you want, but it's whatever, dog. The Western Conference Finals is definitely going to be the Spurs versus the OKC because I think, again, the Spurs are up by 20 right now, and it's game 6. And it's 3-2 Spurs, so I think the Spurs are about to close this out. On the opposite side, the Knicks, man, New York stand up. The Knicks have been whooping everybody's ass. Starting with the team they played first, they got them out of there hella quick. And then Philadelphia, they thought they swept Philadelphia too. Each game winning by like goddamn 30 damn near, even with fucking Joel Embiid. They thought, after Joel Embiid and them beat the Celtics that they were actually going to do something against the Knicks. And hey man, the Knicks have always, I wouldn't say always, but the last couple of years have had good teams, but nobody really believed in them. And they've came up short so many times that Cat and Brunson and Hart and OG Anunoby, are these Villanova guys really, what you think they are, they're really going to be able to achieve? They got to the point where they're ready to clean house, you know what I'm saying? Mike Woodson's first year, get rid of him because of what he did after Tibbs did so well. Just the team's precipitous drop off during the regular season, but they really turned it on during the playoffs and have been the team to beat in the East right now, obviously, since the Cavaliers and the Detroit Pistons can't beat each other. Pistons have been the 1 seed all year, but it seems like, offensively, they can't really do much. If it's not Cade Cunningham, nobody else can really score. Jalen Duren's not scoring. He's not really that number 2 like everybody thought he was. Ansar Thomas isn't really going to be scoring like that. He's offensive stalwart, so is Duren. But, again, I talked about the last time, no TH, the shooters they used to have, Michael Beasley, Tim Hardaway Jr., they don't have those guys, So they have Tobias Harris, but he's more of a mid-range shooter. If they don't get it at the rim, they have Duncan Robinson, but, he's a kind of streaky guy. So if they get into the rim, scoring, getting fouled, shooting free throws, shooting middies, it's going to be tough for them to score. And, Cleveland has some scorers, but those guys, they just don't pay their potential either. James Harden and Donovan Mitchell should be able to score 30 points each game. Harden is aging, so maybe that's kind of the reason why he's not playing as well as he should be. Spider's gonna give you, it's all about the bigs. Jared Allen and Mobley. If they can give you dominant presences down there with two bigs that could be versatile, run the floor, defend. Mobley can shoot the midi. If they can't, though it's the number one seed on paper, Cavaliers got better than they were last year. They don't have what's his name? He went to Atlanta. Small forward dude. But I mean, arguably this team should be better than they were last year, and they were like the number one, number two seed all year last year. So they need to get their shit together, and ultimately, I feel like it will be the Knicks versus the Cavaliers. They're going to a Game 7 because they just lost to Detroit, being up 3-2 in Cleveland, so they're going back to Detroit for a Game 7. So we'll see what happens there. I'm hoping, Cleveland could be some kind of contest player for player, they match up better with the Knicks, in my opinion. Again, Detroit can probably D up Detroit, but I don't know if they'll be able to score as many points as Brunson can put on the board. Cat can definitely light it up, and Duren would have his hands full against Cat for a full series. So we'll see what happens there, man. I get my prediction when the shit's actually set, because you got one more game of Cleveland and Detroit. But hey, man, I'm hoping for the Spurs to win in the West. So that's not even gonna be a mystery. I don't want OKC to go back to back. I definitely don't want them to be the first team to go back to back in 6, 7, 8 years. So no, that can't happen. NFL schedule release. Yeah, some good stuff we saw for the Bucks, man. Hopefully your team got a good schedule. Hopefully you're able to make it to some of your team games. Maybe they're in local to you. Hopefully your team didn't get one of those motherfucking international games where you gotta wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, because those suck. The Bucks didn't get none of those, and the Bucks don't have to travel further west than I believe Dallas. So yeah, we're gonna be at home for a lot of our furthest game opponents. We got three prime time games. We got a bye week 10. So I think it's cool, man. This is a contract year for Baker Mayfield, new offensive coordinator. We're hearing good things out of camp. Rookie mini camp. Ruben Baines is doing great out there. Ted Hurst at X is doing great out there. Hopefully we got David Walker out there, because he got hurt last year in rookie mini camp. So hopefully he can actually be out there making a presence, so we can hear some shit about him as well. I'm excited for the Bucks, man. I'm not going to talk too much about it because it was merely just a schedule release, but I'm excited. We opened the season against the Bengals. The Bengals are, so slow starters, historically. So I hope we can catch them slipping. I think we are in Cincinnati week 1, but then I think it's because of Bruno Mars. He has a concert at Raymond James Stadium, so he kicked us out of our own stadium week 1. But I think after that, we're at home for 3 weeks in a row to play the Packers, Vikings, and I forgot who else it was in week 4. But we're playing Cowboys week 5. In Dallas on TV. We play the Falcons on TV, and I think we play the Panthers on TV, if I'm not mistaken. So you got some primetime games. Hopefully we don't freaking lose. Hopefully we're better this year, man. Our defense should be way better. So hopefully we can make that stance. At the beginning of the season, we always start off 2-0 in the top bowls, but it's what we do after that really matters. Everybody stay healthy. Offense looks way better. We don't have to force feed the ball to nobody, because we have a bunch of guys who can make plays at any time that are hopefully team players that don't get greedy and be like, oh, making all the noise. I want the ball. I need the ball. And keep Tez involved. If y'all, bro, I don't care. Jalen McMillan's cool, but he went to Washington, so I don't give a fuck about him. I don't want to say I don't give a fuck about him, but Tez over Jalen McMillan in my book, any day, every day. And you're going to see this year. Tez Johnson for wide receiver 3. Bro. 7 touchdowns last year, and y'all trying to relegate him to number 5 already, bro? I don't hear nobody mention him when they talk about Tampa Bay receivers, man. Put some respect on his name. And Bucky's coming back with a vengeance. I know we got Kenneth Gainwell. Everybody's talking about how he hasn't healed from that injury yet. Bucky's going to come back with a vengeance, too. Win on that shit. And Baker, boy. And I'm not letting Baker and Justin Herbert slip this year in fantasy. Round 4. 4. You heard it here first, bro. Nobody's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Nobody in my league's gonna listen anyway, so they ain't even gonna hear that. But round 4. Moving on. Pop culture, the Kevin Hart roast. Everybody's up in arms about this roast, man. I get it. It's racy. Kevin Hart's a black man. A whole bunch of black jokes. Had some predominantly white comics that are known for saying racy stuff that people think are really racist. Tony Hinchcliffe, I don't really know. I don't really listen to his shit. I don't really see him when it's not a roast. So I just think he says racist jokes, so people just think he's racist. But if a lot of his talking points are racist, I apologize in the back. Like, he has a podcast or he does shows where he's just adamantly racist and just talking shit about minorities that are not in jest of jokes. I mean, it's not really the best to be joking about racism, but at the same time, it's like, I understand if it seems racist when it comes from a comedian, because it's what they do. A lot of the times, racism, and I don't want to say racism is funny, but they find humor in the darkest stuff a lot of the time. Not all comedians, but in roasts and the comedians they find for roasts, you just have to imagine they are willing to take it there. But if you guys saw it, was live on Netflix, really anticipated. Kevin Hart has a lot of shit going. He's one of Netflix's, you know what I'm saying, breadwinners. He had that, Funny AF show. He has this roast, and he has another, like, a hangover kind of comedy coming out with him as an older comic with a whole bunch of popular kind of viral comics now. So Kevin Hart's doing his thing, but this night, you guys all saw the Tom Brady roast. They were just up there to make fun of of Kevin Hart. Some of his close friends, some just funny people. Jeff Ross, of course, the roast master. You know, he's pretty much the producer of all this shit, but in roast fashion, everybody took turns making fun of Kevin Hart. Some people were funny, some people weren't. People had their favorites. I'm more so proud of some people coming out there and even doing it rather than if they did well, if they looked nervous, if they presented the jokes right. I like Naeem a lot. Kevin Hart's personal friend, The Rock. You can tell they're really good friends as well. And you can tell The Rock has crowd control, been doing that shit forever. He did a great job. Regina, she did a great job being his close friend. A lot of his close friends and people going out there doing that, though he may have had an involvement of writing the jokes, he may have known what was coming already. I like to see that. But then, you know, which people didn't really like the most was, again, people had their things about Shane Gillis. People think Shane Gillis is super racist. That's where, you know, he got in trouble for his, SNL thing, the little mocking the Asian. I don't want to say little, like it wasn't anything, but he was mocking Asians and stuff like that. But again, I feel like every race gets made fun of in comedy, especially black people, especially every race. So, you know, to be super sore about that, I get it. You know, SNL wanted to be super PG and didn't want to give a guy opportunity. I was blatantly saying racist stuff online. But to be marked as, again, I ain't super delved deep on Shane Gillis. I watch his show, listen to his podcast sometimes, but I don't think Shane Gillis is racist. So for people to just kind of like peg him as so, and maybe it was just in jest, because in roasts, people just kind of like say shit that they hear about you, that the internet's saying about you in jest as well. But Shane Gillis, I don't think is racist. That's why I was always thinking, like, at the same token, they're calling him racist, or they calling Tony Hinchcliffe the same kind of racist, because I don't think that racism matches. Yeah, you can just look at Tony and think he's a little, the racism is a lot of his shtick. Shane Gillis is just like a whatever type of motherfucker. He'll just say whatever, make fun of anybody in the funniest ways, in the most nonchalant ways. Some ways are just, when he would say jokes, he'd be like, ha, I talked about it, I swear. Oh, you guys don't like that one? Like, just the crowd work and just being relatable. You know, the older black side of comedy, may not know who Shane Gillis is or why he was there. He's one of the newer age comics that everybody's probably not used to or familiar with, and he's on the rise right now, so people may not be super aware. But I thought making him the host was good, because he's funny and people know him. So him being from Philadelphia made a connection and brought eyes to this roast. Kevin Hart's little bit at the end, I wasn't the biggest fan of. He still kind of kept it safe in a place where everybody was going hard and saying their most racy jokes, no matter what it was. You had The Rock up there saying the R word, and you had them making sure to shout out their brands and let them know they're going to say something crazy before they said something crazy. That alone being a comedian, you shouldn't be doing that, man. Like, I feel like a lot of the OG comedians that do stand up, that do hardcore comedy, would be like, bro, like, why are you doing that? Dave Chappelle would never do that. Shout out a sponsor, and then make a joke to kind of like, But Kevin Hart is kind of that safer comic, and people were kind of saying that shit about him. He never says no. His movies are bad, type shit. Yeah. But, all in all, it did what it was supposed to do. I thought it was funny. Cat Williams came out there. They famously had beef. They supposedly squashed the beef. Kevin Hart's wife got some jokes. You know what I'm saying? You had all his homies up there on the stage. Draymond Green was there. It was a lot of stuff going on. It was a lot. It was 3 hours long. And I think it was cool to celebrate him in a fashion that, I don't know necessarily comedians should be celebrated that way, but I feel like he was celebrated in a way that comedians kind of celebrate each other, roast each other. I feel like it's worse sometimes when comedians don't talk about you, because I feel like the comedian field, I'm learning more and more as I listen to their podcasts and stuff, that it's really competitive and a lot of them don't like each other. And for them to be vocal and for some comedians to be clicked up and see different friend groups in the comedy world and see people, even just see comedians say, oh, I didn't perform at this place, I played this place. Like, just little things like that, little stand-up comedian lingo that I learned. It's cool. It's cool to get a little background, and like a background view of how the comedy scene works. You know what I mean? And Kevin Hart, of course, definitely. Shout out to him and everything he got going on, everything that he's created, everything that, that he's doing, man. He put a lot of people in position, to take that next step, to be directors, producers, business owners, entrepreneurs. Not saying that he did that and opened the door for everybody to see, but he showed you it was possible. Starting from Soul Plane and getting where he is now is just an incredible rise. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully people can use that more so as a sense of inspiration. I know it's easy to make fun of somebody, hate on somebody when they're up, and hate on their path to getting there sometimes. Why that isn't me type shit. But I feel like people like this don't really come around that often, and seeing people like this represented, especially in our community, is beneficial all the way around. No matter if you're jealous, if you're inspired, just look at that and just know it's possible, because, bruh, they try to keep everything from us, and to see one of us actually have it, though not all of us are going to be Kevin Hart's, and not all of us can be Kevin Hart's, but just to see that the pinnacle and that type of money, that type of generational wealth can be garnered, it's amazing. It's amazing. But go watch it yourself. Come with your own judgments. The Charlie Kirk and George Floyd stuff, that was crazy. The Pete's parents or dad situation dying in 9/11, Cheryl Underwood, the death stuff, again, close circle comedians, they may not trip about that. They may, everything is everything, but bro, that shit was kind of tough to watch. But it's a roast, man. Jeff Ross gonna come out here and say some crazy shit, wear some crazy shit. It's the roast, man. It was on Comedy Central for a mature audience. It's on Netflix now behind a paywall. So if you weren't into that type of comedy, you shouldn't watch it. It wasn't on public TV. You can just flip the channel and see it. And it wasn't for everybody. And it was funny. It was great. Everybody showed up. I don't know what it was with Netflix. They had a whole bunch of every comedian that was ever popular, ever was on campus that week. But a lot of people showed up. A lot of actors showed up to support Kevin Hart. So it was dope. It was dope. Let's get into some music real quick, man. Let's start with Chris Brown, because that came out first, man. There's been a lot of backlash. I wouldn't say backlash. A lot of talk about Chris Brown's album. It was received kind of differently. I mean, all albums are nowadays. Not everybody's gonna like an album 100%. Every album that we've seen come out, there's fans, there's super core fan base, super like the album, and the people that aren't all the way fans didn't necessarily like the album, didn't really give it the best reviews, but that's not what it's about. Everybody's not going to unanimously, like an album, like something in general. Like, that's why things are put out for interpretation, debate, consumption. Artists find their growths, find different sounds, are in different moods when they put out albums, especially when it comes to 10th, 11th albums and shit like that. It's like, for them to even be coming out with music for us in general is a blessing. For them to try to find new sound. People are mad that it sounds like the same shit that he's always put out. This fool puts out 30 plus songs each album, so these songs eventually are going to sound the same. I just feel like If it's not bad music, then what the fuck are you complaining about? If it's good music, accept it. If it's not different than that good last song you heard, that's a good thing. So I feel like it was just fine shit to complain about. Pitchfork rating it at 1.3 is just diabolical, calling it like trash music. Like, bro, I don't know what Chris Brown did to everybody. I understand what the Rihanna stuff that happened when he was like 19 years old. If you want to hold that over his head, of course, violence against women is terrible. But man, there's been people in the industry that have done way worse that have been forgiven for way less, than Chris Brown. And for somebody so talented to people go in the industry that he works in to go out of their way to discredit him, not give him any shine, find stories to bring him down in times where he's supposed to be celebrated, concerts, sold out concerts, album releases, like, why are we using that time to put out negative things when it's known that the industry, certain outlets don't like him and do anything they can to block his shine, especially when all the shit that he's doing, especially under his own, I wouldn't say his own money and his own publicity, but it's like the mainstream shits aren't going to push his shit, and for him to accomplish like the sales that he does at all his tours, to be able to sell as many meet and greets as he does for as high as he does, to chart them as much as he does without public pushing, it's kind of crazy. They used to shadow ban his albums. Now they can't, because people are going to be looking for that shit. You might as well put it on there to get downloaded anyways. You're going to be making your money regardless if you shadow ban or not. So you might as well not do it, because yeah, it's just a lot. There's some good songs on the album. I liked a lot of the songs there. I don't know exactly how many I liked on the album. I'm starting to star on my albums, so I know which ones, how many I liked. The ones that I starred, of course, obvious. It Depends. It's been out for a while. Fallen without the visual, it wasn't really my favorite. Call Your Name with Sexy Red for the moment, which is probably the lead single from the album. Fucking Party was good to me. Red Rum, Cry for Me, Say Nothing, Slow Jams, Body Goals, and theme songs. So with 27 songs, I liked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 songs. So, you know what I'm saying? I can't see, I mean, I guess if you're doing the percentage game, I don't know if that percentage warrants a 1.3 out of 10 for Pitchfork, but you'll find something on there. 11 songs out of 27 is amazing. It's amazing that you can just go through. That's almost like what? That's almost a regular person's album nowadays. What? 45, 50 minutes worth of music that you can put on a playlist and just vibe with. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with Chris Brown. You guys know me as a fan here. I mess with Chris Brown heavy. Everything he does, I'm a support. No matter if it's good or not, I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna find songs that I like. I'm gonna push the songs that I like. I'm gonna slap the songs that I like. And I'm always gonna support the art. You know what I'm saying? Cause I know how hard it is. And we talked about it, how short-lived content is nowadays. You know what I'm saying? These people work on these albums forever. You know what I'm saying? Thinking about all the bullshit that people are gonna say about it, and for it to only be looked at for 2 weeks is kind of crazy. And for people to publicly go on a campaign to try to downplay an album when people know it's not as bad as you're making it seem, is nuts. It's nuts. So shout out Chris Brown. It's kind of hard also releasing a week before Drake, but hey man, that tour is coming. Go get your tickets for the Usher Chris Brown tour. The album's nice. I'm slapping it right now. It's in your DSPs right now. Drake's new album, of course, dropped yesterday. I'm gonna spend a little bit more time, not a whole bunch of time, because we kind of running short on time for this pod today. But yeah, it's good, man. We surprisingly got 3 albums. Habidi, Iceman, and what was the other one? Maid of Honor. Man, Iceman itself, man, I 18 songs, I believe. I think it's 18 songs. 18 songs on whoa. Yeah, you didn't hear that. Iceman itself was 18 songs. I starred 12 songs on there. So another album that Drake's albums again, there hasn't really been many like Take Care, and not If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. What's the one with the Take Care and Views and things like that? Kind of cohesive pieces of work. These are more like playlist albums. I don't mind that, man, because he does still come out with good songs. People judge him based on, is the album full album dope from top to bottom? How many summer slaps? Hey, man, when I listen to Drake, I don't go to it for the most cohesive album of all time, especially since he stopped giving us those. He gave us these playlist type of albums with his friends on it, with slaps on it for the summer, for the times that he feels. And I fuck with some of those songs, the Yachty songs, the 21 Savage songs, like the TSUs, like all those songs. I fuck with those, man. People may not like it as something that's the most incredible thing in the world to them, but I'm a vibes person. The artists I like, it's all about vibes. Lyrics, of course, too. I love my lyrics, but when you can combine both, you know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. Dust, Whisper My Name, Janice STFU, Ran to Atlanta, Shebang, National Treasures, What Did I Miss, Plot Twist, Too Hard for the Radio, shout out to Bay, Pilo, I Am Sue. You had to have something to do with the producing of that song, the writing of that song. It sounds like I Am Sue. But shout out Drake for representing the Bay, Mac Dre, reference, Too Hard for the Radio. You know, he's always going to try to get back to the Bay, because ever since the motto, you know what I'm saying, there's been representation, Golden State Warriors, Kevin Durant, he's been out here representing, he even shouts out Antioch in the song, bro. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, man. The other albums, the Maid of Honor is more for the ladies, you know, get them dancing and stuff out in the clubs and shit like that. And Habiti, WNBA, and High Fives, I like those a lot. It's more the like slower R&B. He does have Party Next Door on that album as well, with a song called Where Is It? It looks like he changed this around a little bit. Oh no, it's on Habiti. It's called Fort Worth. A little too slow for me. I'm a really big Party Next Door fan, and I'm not always the biggest fans of the Party Next Door Drake collaboration songs. But it's Party Next Door is a good verse on there. Not saying that Drake's verse isn't good, but it's just really, 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 really slow. It's one of those love-making songs for sure. But check it out right now in your DSPs. I wish I had hella more to say about it. It's just he does a lot of dissing. He gets back at everybody who's may have said anything about him. He's making it known that he's not over it. Shots at Kendrick, shots at A$AP Rocky, shots at J. Cole, shots at LeBron, shots at Joe Budden, shots at Charlemagne. He's back with Future though. Future ran to Atlanta, even call it ran to Atlanta, like Kendrick said, and not like us. It's crazy. So if you thought it was going to be just music for the summer and the beef stuff was going to die down, no. All the songs on there pretty much are kind of talking about how everybody did him wrong, how the industry's against them, talking about Jay-Z, DJ Khaled, like shots. I don't know if any of these people are going to respond, but the fact that, you know, he's letting it known that he's not over it. He's been quiet, but he's not over it. He's been recalibrating and putting more bullets in the chamber, but we'll see what happens, man. People are saying Kendrick is loading up with another project called Giant that may come out of the woodwork. But again, if we want him to kind of get past it as far as not rapping about it all the time, I guess it requires us as fans to kind of stop comparing everything he does and expecting Kendrick to do something at the same time or do something right after in competition. You know what I'm saying? That's not what it's about. Me personally, I'm still fucking with that octane. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't mind at all. Hold on a second, y'all. I'm still on the outside. Let's see. Can't see it yet. Oh, somebody dropped the box off. What the fuck is that though? Anyways, yeah, back to what I was saying. So yeah, sorry about that pause. Somebody is, you know, the dogs are barking. You know, I mean, somebody had to know. I had the cameras on check. You know, I got that. But anyways, yeah, the album was cool, bro. I have nothing bad to say about it, man. Again, I'm not gonna be the guy to compare. I will not be the guy to compare. I just wish that the dissing wasn't there, because at the same time, you want it to be about you. You don't want to give these guys spaces to respond, but at the same time, maybe you do want it to respond, because then that's how you get the shit lit again. But I don't know. There's a lot of dissing going on, but I'm not gonna be that guy to say that just because he was dissing that the song wasn't good. The beats was back. You can tell 40 was back. The producers that he fucked with. had us in the right mode. So check it out right now. I know there's going to be more and more talk to come out about it. It's fucking 45 songs worth of music. So, so I don't know if it's 100% digested, but I've seen everybody watching it. I've listened a couple of times. I listened to one way through at 9 when it got dropped. So, you know, I maybe have to sit with it a couple more times. I know you hear the blogs and Joe Budden go crazy if it's not behind a paywall tomorrow. So we're excited to see what happens. I'm excited to see how it was received by a lot of the other podcasters, since this is dropping on the weekend and their cycles are during the week. So we'll see what happens there. I'm excited. I'm really excited. So go get Iceman right now. Let's see. So yeah. Oh, I much stuff to talk about. Not so much time to talk about it. Let's just jump to Punisher one last kill. I think produced by, I think, directed by John Bernthal. It was good, man. Disney Plus, May 12th, it dropped. Gave us one last story of James Castle, and the Netflix and the Disney Plus version kind of meshed together to give us one last gory short film version of Frank Castle. I thought it was cool. The PTSD kind of version of Punisher, it's just kind of, I don't know, it doesn't take me out of it necessarily, but I expect Frank Castle to be the super mastermind planner type, can do anything, is pretty much a superhero with a gun type of guy in the comics. So to see him all twacked out, I know he's been, not twacked out as far as drugs, but to know he's traumatized from his family being killed and his whole squad of Marines and stuff being killed as well. That's just showed how heavy that's weighing on him and how constantly he does see those people in his head. And, you know, just killing people and being the Punisher is the only time his mind is kind of free and he's not thinking about that kind of shit. So, just a little story of how, I forgot exactly what, Amirio, whatever the Italian family is. Punisher, I guess, killed the whole family in the past. The only survivor was the mother, and she had to witness her brother, son, husband all be killed by the Punisher. So basically in this story, this was her get back. Kind of John Wicked it up, to be honest. Just kind of made it pretty much, okay, I want revenge on you. So at 6:59 or 6:57, the hour you killed my son, we're going to send everybody at you. And it became like a John Wick situation. They found him living in the slums. A bunch of gangsters came and just try to, you know, terrorized this project that Frank Castle lived in, and he just kind of went crazy and killed everybody. Very gory, a whole bunch of crazy kills. Some CGI scenes weren't completely done. I don't know if they rushed it or just said fuck it at that scene. You know what I'm talking about. But it was cool, man. A lot of the kills were cool. The ending was interesting, and ultimately nothing really happened. But I guess he just decided to go back to being Punisher after getting ready to quit and presumably gonna off himself at his family's grave at one point. He just kind of felt like there's still shit going down in the city that I could take care of, and my daughter wanted me to live for this purpose, so I'm going to go on being the Punisher and murdering the shit out of people. I don't know if they're going to keep it gory like this, like they did in this special presentation. I don't know if they're going to keep doing that in Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Because he was killing the shit out of people, was stabbing the shit out of dude with the pin in his face and his neck and shit like that. I don't know if they're going to be able to show that kind of gore in Spider-Man or in Doomsday if the Punisher shows up in those. So, yeah, it was cool, man. It was a short presentation, 50 minutes. You know, it's been rumored that they're going to do more of those. You know, maybe it gives fans a little bit more than those, you know, long seasons with incomplete storylines. It's a cohesive 50-minute short movie just showing everything you need to show, especially when the characters are getting older and may not be back for other seasons. It's a cool little quick viewing, long enough to get what you need, and a cool little send-off for that character if it's their only spot that they're going to be in. But it was dope. It was a dope little feature, man. I enjoyed it. Go watch it now. It's on Disney Plus. Also, trailers. The Odyssey. We saw a little bit more of that. James Nolan, or Christopher Nolan. We saw what's going to kind of be about. I mean, I didn't read the book, but we got to see a lot more scenes, see what Matt Damon's got going. You know what I'm saying? We saw that he is going through a crazy ass journey, having to fight Cyclops and going to have to fight a whole bunch of battles to get home to his son, who is Tom Holland, who's getting picked on by motherfucking Batman. forgot his name right now, but I just watched the drama and I know his fucking Christian Pattinson. Hey, he's getting bullied by him. Well, I haven't read the story, so I don't know really what to expect. I kind of just excited to see more. People really hold this book in high regard, and seeing them kind of execute some of those book scenes in the movie, it didn't look too bad, man. Matt Damon is a good actor. If Matt Damon's doing it, Christopher Nolan's doing it, it's gonna be good. So to see a little bit more of that's good. Speaking of seeing a little bit more, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, we got to see more of Lobo in that. This shit is really close to, really similar to Guardians of the Galaxy, song-wise, trailer-wise, colors-wise, comedy-wise. But hopefully, man, Supergirl can kick some ass. I saw them fucking with Crypto again. Stop fucking with these dogs. Stop fucking with these dogs. I ain't gonna, I can't handle this shit, bro. I can't. Lobo, though, hopefully he kills some people for Crypto, because something's gonna happen to Crypto. It looks like it's gonna send Supergirl over the edge, though I don't want to see this teenage girl just going around drinking and causing trouble. Maybe she's not teenage because she can drink, maybe whatever age she is, but I want to see some real shit, man. I want to see some real comic book shit. I guess this is a comic, but it's not, I don't think it's really like conducive to the storyline that we saw of Superman from the last movie. I think he might be in this, but I don't know how far they're going to push the storyline for after that movie. Maybe it gets serious towards the end once they get Crypto healed up or get Crypto back or whatever. But what's up, my little Crypto right there? You want some water? I know. I'm going to get y'all some water in a second, but that trailer is out. It's cool to see a little bit more of that as well, but come on, James Gunn. Yo, I know you can do something different than Guardians of the Galaxy. I know it. Superman was cool, but this one just seems like it's backtracking. You know what I'm saying? I would never talk shit about you, brother. But high hopes for this movie. You got Lobo, brother. You got Lobo. You dealing with Lobo, so I'm intrigued, but I hope it's good. Mortal Kombat. I saw that this review is not going to be very long because it wasn't good. It was a backtrack. Number one was definitely better. This one, they just killed, spoiler alert. I should have said spoiler alert before all this shit, but I'm speeding now to try to get through this shit, but, spoiler, you kill Liu Kang, you kill Jax, you kill Cole, the main character from the last movie. You let Raiden get his neck cut by Kung Lao, who shouldn't be alive anyways. They brought him back just so he can have his spinning hat in the fight scene. Shao Kahn, I get it, he's good, but I don't know. They just made him Thanos, and they made Kitana basically Gamora. What else did they just kind of fucking... I think Kano was the only thing that was really good about the movie. He was hella funny. I hated how Raiden talks. Why does Raiden talk like that? He sounds stupid. Liu Kang, you killed him. I don't know. Nothing wrong with being gay, but I don't know the gay infatuation that Liu Kang is supposed to have with Kung Lao in this. But, oh, I will go to the spirit world. My journey's not done. I will bring Kung Lao back. What the fuck? Yeah, what? You're dead. I get it. It's plot armor. You're gonna die, go to the spirit realm, and probably bring Kung Lao back. I get it. And why do you bring in Sub-Zero back to make him Noob Saibot? You bring back Scorpion to fight Sub-Zero, but he's not even Sub-Zero. The whole time he's just making copies of himself. He don't even shoot ice. The fuck? It was bad. It was bad. Johnny Cage, I just thought he was fucking Billy the Butcher the whole time. I was waiting for his Australian accent. Baraka, I guess, was cool. Comic relief, I get it. Sonya, I don't really think she really knew how to act the most. You can probably tell she was British as fuck. She's trying to hold that American accent just like Billy the Butcher. Jax didn't really get many lines, but hell yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, that's some shit right there. Like, bro. And what was his superpower? Everybody has superpowers. What? His superpower was his little baby arms manifested into big ass arms? Maxed out. Easy. Like, bro. The best fight was the Kung Lao and Liu Kang fight, but you kind of already knew Liu Kang was pretty much going to win because Kung Lao was already fucking dead. Oh. And the tournament didn't even make sense. You had these niggas switching sides in the middle of the fight, the flames changing. You had people fighting and killing people outside the tournament and extinguishing flames as they died outside the... It didn't make sense. But anyways, go watch it if you want. Mortal Kombat fans loved it. Fighting movie fans supposedly loved it, but for a nigga like me who watched the first one, knows the lore, and cares about the storyline, not just only fighting and nostalgic scenes, that was fucked up. And then lastly, The Boys, episode 7. yeah, we're getting close to the end of the show. We wanted to see what happened after Homelander got the V and stuck it into itself after fucking Soldier Boy fucking just gave him the boys also, bruh. This episode makes no sense. They keep they're bringing the Gen V people into the show, Marie Moreau and Jason or whatever his name was, and don't use them. Sideline them and just say, oh, your powers are uncontrollable. We're not going to use you. If she don't come back and do something in this last episode after you cancel Gen V, I'm going to flip. Him, Homelander choking out Soldier Boy and putting him back into cryo sleep. How do you keep maxing out the most, other than Homelander, the strongest characters? Black Noir maxed out getting stabbed by a weak-ass joke character. Then you have Soldier Boy getting choked out in a headlock by Homelander. They have the same Gen V inside them. Soldier Boy is supposed to be super strong. How you get headlocked and put to sleep? That gas is supposed to be the only thing to put you to sleep. Homelander shouldn't be able to put you to sleep. Frenchie dying, that is hella sad after he actually wanted to have kids with Kimiko. That was sad because I did want to see that happen for him. That's fucked up that I didn't get to. That is shady. Other than that, Ryan needs to come back. He has to do something. Hopefully he kills Homelander because, I don't know. After Frenchie dying, I don't know if Billy the Butcher's actually going to be able to fight him. Huey, he's just around, bro. I don't even know how he's either going to be able to help at this point. You have Sister Sage, who basically just gave up on her plan. She wanted Homelander to die so she could be by herself in the world. After she failed, she just kind of gave up and started lobotomizing herself again. Do I sound like a hater with all these shows now? This just seems kind of fucked up. They're just rushing too much shit. You know, I feel like the comic is hella big, but they're just killing the show after 5 years and not really using any of the shit that they started. I mean, I know they have the prequel with Soldier Boy, but they're not doing Gen V Mexico or whatever, Vought Mexico or whatever they're doing. They're not doing that anymore either. So it's a lot of material that they didn't lose, a lot of storylines that they're not going to be able to close up in one episode. But I'm just really curious to see how they kill Homelander because he's done too much fucked up shit to have him just live and prevail. In the end, we know he's going to die, but just how is going to be it. Is Billy the Butcher going to die as well? And I know somehow Huey's going to be the last man standing to just be over everything like I told you so type shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's episode 7. I rushed through that cinema corner. I do apologize for that. But these last episodes, The Boys, it wasn't good really. Mortal Kombat wasn't really good. The Punisher was good. But it was 50 minutes. Not really much happened but him killing everybody. So it's more so of a thing that you need to see rather than me tell you what the storyline was about. So go check that out and leave some comments. Let me know how I did those reviews, bro. We just kind of ran a little long and I didn't want to hold y'all too long. But this is the end of the pod where I let you guys know where to find me at. It's SAC_Lydell on the Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat. If you're looking for the pod anywhere for Best of Bias, TikTok, Instagram, always posting stories, letting you guys know what we're going to be talking about, what I'm looking for. If you guys can join the pod, if you guys want to join the pod, look out. Best of Bias is always asking, leaving inquiries. Maybe I need to put more polls up to get you guys more involved, but look at my page too, SAC_Lydell. I'm be a lot of the Valkyries games, you feel me? If you're going to be there, hit me up and like on that side too, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get some more notoriety, pull those people from that side and from this side over to that side. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's all become one big family, you feel me? Thank you, AKA, for making all these videos, especially the ones that go really long like this one. I don't think I've had one this long in a while, but I had a lot to say. Thank you. Hit that like, bell, subscribe, so you don't miss any of the videos when I post, because I do be posting at random times, I will say. But go like all the old videos too. Just because it's a new video out don't mean you ain't got to go watch the old ones. Watch those bad boys, because we working hard out there. You know what I'm saying? Do it for Charizard, you feel me? But with that, it's your boy Lydell Dinero. Episode 285 is in the books. Thank you guys for being here. Love y'all. Like always, where that theme song at? Go love somebody today.
It's the best of Bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of Bias. Best of Bias.